This is Chefs of the Future. I told you we was coming back, and we got a lot in store for y'all. And as you can see, I'm here with my boy Josh. Listen, he was here when it was just microphones. He was here on the show calling in. And now, in person, in the flesh, here in the studio, we packed it up and brung it to him. We here in PA, Josh. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling real good.
Yo, listen, thank you for stopping past.
Absolutely.
Listen, if people only knew how difficult this was, because we all chefs of the future. So, 1:30 in the morning, we recording this right now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like straight out the kitchen. We smell like onions and hot sauce.
Yes.
It's like, it's like, look, I asked them to record this before we I don't want to like, before I get into that, right? This is how today's show gonna go. We got to drop some major news today, and then we gonna dive into today's topic. Now, before I get into all that, shout out to everyone who's supporting the show in the Cash App. Shout out to y'all. Y'all already know who it is. Y'all already know the vibes. I'd hit the button if I was closer. Yeah. So, listen, thank you for mad love. This is the reason why I have the motivation to do what, I've been doing, what we've been doing for the last 2 years. You've been a part of this, bro. For 2 years.
I'm so glad, dude. Honestly, this has been a crazy ride, and it's only getting better.
Yeah, look, now we here with light.
It's growing so
Cameras.
much. It's crazy.
And look, talking about growing, you have a fan base. You have a fan base within the Chefs of the Future community. Like, so they head up the show and it's like, look, when you gonna have Josh on the show again? What? Tell me more about Josh.
Well, let me shout out to all those people who I have on that fan base. Thank you very much.
A
And I
fan
am
base
back.
within the fan base.
I am back, and I will be back again and again and again.
If not in person, phone calls, video time, FaceTime, all that. Look, anytime we can get his opinions on topics, we're definitely going to have him. And, I just appreciate you keeping answering the phone, man.
Absolutely.
Right? We 100 miles away from each other usually, but yet we still communicate. We're still able to, ping pong our ideas back and forth and get our point across.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, for real.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Today, before we drop the news on y'all real quick, and look, subscribe, comment if you like these conversations. If you here for the movement, Chefs of the Future Nation,
COF Nation.
thank you. This is more we could ask for. So, we're talking about heat in the kitchen,
Man, these
dealing
past
with
few
heat,
weeks, man.
dealing with humidity.
Yep.
And listen, so when people get into the industry and they ask me, look, Rich, what's the best advice you could give me? I usually tell them, pick the most comfortable pair of shoes possible and stand in them.
Yeah.
Because your feet is going to be one of your biggest hurdles.
Yeah.
Now, that's just because I'm, at this point, just oblivious to the heat. The heat only really bothers me personally when it rolls down my eyes.
Yeah.
Like the sweat burns and this is like,
it's burning.
then I notice the heat,
Yeah.
You kind of just truck through it. But that just becomes like years of
Because even
just
even
dealing
in
with
the
the heat.
wintertime, it can get hot in the kitchen, man. Like, absolutely.
it's the outside affects it very little until it's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Then you feel it
Mhm.
100 times more
Yeah.
being in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So with the heat, you have like the heat management, of course, staying hydrated.
Mhm.
You want to stay hydrated. You want to it's like, what's the best advice you could give? Water, Gatorade.
Water, Gatorade, electrolytes. They have so many different types of water now that give that off.
But we have to. What do you feel about now? So Gatorade is formulated in order for the players to not get like athletes and shit to not to not get dehydrated while they're playing.
Yeah.
So it's very much so formulated to contain the moisture in your body,
Yeah.
so you don't lose your electrolytes that you
Yeah.
have already in your body.
Yeah.
So when you're in the kitchen and you're not necessarily, you want to stay hydrated. Replenishing the electrolytes is important, but then also understanding that you're not burning electrolytes at like an Olympic level.
You're right. Yeah.
So you're essentially just saturating, your body
Mhm.
with, the actual formula, which makes the vitamin waters and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like Gatorade, they have a formula, like just like you said, like they have scientific, like they've done their research, so they know what the body needs and what's gonna not only keep them hydrated but get them hooked to their product. So for me personally, like yeah, I love Gatorade. It's definitely gonna help me. You got that sugar, so you need a little energy boost. Drink a Gatorade, and again, if you're really thirsty, drink a Gatorade. But even now, some Gatorades they still are they're a little bit too sugary. So what I do is like when I drink water, I don't drink just straight ice and water. I'll put a couple lemons in it, and the acidity for some reason, it's like I can drink bottles of water, but when I drink and like I'll feel hydrated, but when I drink water and add a little lemon, lime, orange, you know, like just little pieces of orange and stuff, I feel like the hydration goes a lot longer, like lasts longer, and like, and then you got like the taste of like, a little orange in your. I don't know. That's to me that's like it's like 50% better.
Now listen, anybody who knows me know I'm weird as hell.
Yeah.
Now, now, with that being said and understood, when it comes to infused
Yeah.
water for some
Yeah.
reason gives me a headache.
Yeah.
Like I drink infused water, I enjoy it in the moment, but it's something about just the infused water that gives me a pounding headache. Like I'm just like excruciating pain afterwards.
Yeah.
So I tend to stay away from infused waters just for that reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. Everybody's different. That's just the way I'm. Also, when it comes to like energy drinks, energy drinks gives me nightmares.
Yeah.
Like I have genuine nightmares when I drink
Oh wow.
like Gatorades. I mean not
Like-
Gatorades. Red Bulls,
Like
and I
Red
learned
Bull
that
Monster,
early.
all that.
I learned that early in my career that I drink energy drinks. I'd be great. I'd be zooted. And then at night, I have nightmares. Like I toss, I turn. My body is just like going through detox. Like I don't understand.
That's exactly what it is.
Listen. So I can't rest.
Yeah.
I can't rest. So I learned that early in my career, and I stay away from it. That's just me personally, and that's just infused waters. That's just my my things. Like I've been just trucking along with without the energy drinks, but the Gatorades is essential. There's been times where I've been cooking,
Mhm.
and you drink a Gatorade, and my hand starts to shake because I didn't understand how dehydrated I was, and now that I'm finally drinking,
Yeah.
it's your body's like, yes, thank you, like
Yeah.
and you're like trembling almost
Yeah.
because you're so thirsty in the moment.
Yeah.
And so it's huge, huge, huge. The heat is literally a killer. It could debilitate you.
Mhm.
It could put you in a situation physically where you can't recover 100% from.
Yeah.
So it's always important to stay
Especially if
hydrated
it's early on in the day.
and to respect
too.
the heat. And to respect the heat, yeah.
Yeah.
And to prepare for it.
Yeah.
Like, owning the kitchen, working in the kitchen is extremely crucial to pay attention to the weather. Of course for
Oh,
sales
yeah.
and stuff like that. But then for the well-being of your employees.
Yeah.
Whether it comes for transportation or hydration or, a laundry list of reasons we
Dude,
could sit
before
here
I
and talk
even
about.
leave the house, I check the weather.
Right? Now, look, I live in a
James,
bubble.
he checks the weather 2 times a day.
I live in a bubble.
Yeah.
I don't check the weather. I walk out my door and I'm surprised. And I've lived that way for a while now. But again, that's just me personally, and opening up to y'all. And that's what it is. Now, when it comes to the second part of heat management, and look, I don't know if y'all see Chef. The movie Chef.
Oh yeah, oh god, I already know where
Yeah.
it's
So
going.
listen. Heat management, right? It comes in two parts. Of course, you got to stay hydrated, but then when you got the internal, you also have the external. So you have the external management of staying proper amongst the kitchen. And look, you're dealing with heat. Excess of 500 degrees, 450-degree ovens consistently
Yeah.
in and out. It's bound. Look, chafing
Mhm.
is real. Struggle is real out here. And we're not small men, but I've seen people half our size,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
struggle,
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
struggle down the road to their car at the end of the night
Yeah.
because of chafing. And look, it's nothing to have any kind of like stigma or animosity about talking about. It's hot, nigga.
It's a real situation, man.
It's hot. It's hot. And look, this is what we're here for. Like, we here to open up to y'all and to give a piece of y'all to us. And look, so your personal experience with it, right? What's the, like, give us a taste for that. Like, how do you go by managing it, rather?
Uh, when I so I learned a long time ago that it's so important to keep the clothes as dry as possible. And again, it's nearly impossible in a kitchen that's over 120 degrees at all times. So, you know me, I bring 3 pairs of clothes, sometimes more, a day, and I will change at least, hopefully, once or twice, sometimes 3 times a day. I know these past 2 weeks have just been like I'm doing laundry every night. It's crazy, but keeping dry is so important. You know, deodorant, body spray, I think it's a deodorant
Hygiene.
body spray.
Hygiene.
Yeah, hygiene so
Yeah.
important.
So important. Listen, you working amongst 15 people, 20 people at a time.
Yeah.
You know, hygiene is important. Hygiene is crucial. It's a necessity, not only for your health, but for your associates' health.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, the chafing. They actually, so as I was learning, as I was coming home, barely able to walk because of my feet hurting,
Yeah.
and barely able to sit down because my thighs, like, because of the heat. I learned that through the research that they now have for years, anti-chafing clothes. They have shirts that'll help you with chafing. They have underwear, shorts, chef pants, chef clothes.
Yeah.
That'll
the
help
cool
you.
Technology. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help you with
Mhm.
chafing. Like, because they understand that it's such a thing, right?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Now, I don't know if you tried it before. Like, look, on a personal note, right? I've been using anti-chafing clothes in the kitchen for years. And look, my days off, I wear my Calvin Klein or Polo, whatever, name
Yeah,
brand
yeah.
crap. But in the kitchen, it's almost a necessity.
Yeah.
Because it hinders your performance when you cannot, function comfortably.
Yeah, and it's something
You know,
that
and
the industry
confidently.
capitalizes on too, because like they're the ones that are making this technology. Like, yeah, they know that we need these clothes to survive in the kitchen, and so like it's them making the cook cool technology, the anti-chafing stuff, and yeah, they're racking the price up. Summertime, especially, I feel like that has to be something that they can capitalize on.
Oh yeah, like a bit of like a price gouging. Like, look,
Oh,
we know
yeah,
you
yeah,
need
yeah,
this.
Yeah, mhm.
We know you need this right now. So, and it's July, like
Yeah.
it's hot. You hot, right? Like, so, yeah, I get it, and I'd agree with you
Yeah.
that there is some sense of like, okay. For those who don't know, I'm about to get glasses,
Oh, yeah.
and I had a doctor's appointment a couple weeks back, and they said, look, you need glasses. They said you don't need glasses, but your vision would improve with glasses.
Mhm.
So when you put them on, you'll be seeing in HD. And when you take them off, it's gonna look kind of shitty and cruddy, and you're gonna go back to squinting. Cause I went there originally, like, look, I have headaches, and I squint a lot. People say when I'm reading, and my vision gets blurry by the end of the night. I can't read anything on the scene. So, went through the whole test, and they said, look, you need glasses, more or less, and this is gonna be the effect. It's gonna go from you seeing in HD, you're able to see things clearly. Then when you take them off, it's gonna be kind of cruddy. So eventually, you're gonna wind up wearing glasses. And like, you're gonna want to wear it, because who's gonna want to go back to like HD?
Yeah, exactly.
So the reason why I mention that is to say, when I was shopping for glasses, there was definitely, I felt like a cornering of the market. Look, they know you need these suckers, so they're gonna jack up the prices crazy for some frames.
Yeah.
I walked out the place and it was like, what, $500 later.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even oh my god.
$500 later.
Yeah. Like, it's not even like, so when you have insurance for like vision,
Yeah.
you have a couple of pairs of frames.
Yeah,
that
it was
are-
right there. It was like
that are
these cabinets right here is
and
what
then
your insurance
before
will
you even
cover.
go to the appointment, you're looking at the wall, the wall of frames. So sorry.
Yeah.
You're looking at the wall of frames, and it's like, ooh, this one's really nice, but oh, that one. Well, that's the one that your insurance covers, buddy. And this one over here, this is
Just put
200.
the mic a little up.
This is like $240. But yeah, it's crazy.
So, like, all right, and then in the cabinet that my insurance covered, they had stickered ones, right? And the stickered ones was like, well, your insurance covers this, but it's a $20 copay. I'm like, so I'm there with my chick, and so I'm like, yo, how does this look? And I'm shopping with her. So the guy comes with these one glasses, and we both agree. We was like, yo, look, this is it. This is it, right? This is fire. And then
Because you don't
they
want
was
to
like,
settle on
so
a
then,
pair.
so we settled on the pair,
Yeah.
and then he like lifted up the tab, and it was like $250.
Yeah.
So it was $250 just for the frames. So now you talk about the lenses. Then you want to go to you could customize the lenses. You could get scratch resistant. You could get the translucent, the ones that turn in the light,
Yeah.
and you could get, yeah. And I'm like, yo, you should sell cars. I told this guy, I was like, look, you should sell used cars. And he was like, I'm glad you told me that, because I don't want you to feel.
All of that.
Yeah, it's like, he was like, I'm glad you told me that, because I don't want you to feel that way. And I'm like, yo, I feel like I'm being suckered. Like, you upselling me, and I'm walking away $500 later
Yeah.
on a pair of glasses that I should have got for like $100.
Yeah.
But it was a cornering of the market. So it goes back to what you're saying about like the manufacturers that make the anti-chafing clothes, and how that's gonna affect them later on.
So, speaking about like, so we covered like the deodorant and hygiene and like dry clothes. There's anti-chafing like clothes specifically for that,
Mhm.
and then like, so what happens if you don't have any of that? Well, kitchen, thankfully, almost every kitchen has it, and it's cornstarch. And I'm telling you, like, it's night and day. Especially, it's night and day, man.
Yeah. I wish. Look, this is me being unprepared. I'm sorry, y'all, because I should have had a box of cornstarch right here.
Yeah, you just
Fire. Like, listen,
right
this
here.
bang. Listen, golden label, whatever it is. Like, right. Look, because the cornstarch. That's the old. I want to know, right? As I'm speaking to you, the thought crossed my mind. Who was the first chef? That was just like, you know what, buddy? Like, my so crazy right now. My thighs, my balls is so crazy right now. Wang, like,
Yeah.
wagadang. It was just like, woo. Like, yo, that's crazy. Like who? Like, what situation? Well,
Nah,
we know
he
the
was-
situation.
yeah.
But what thought process Take me through the specific
Nah,
events.
he was out of the body powder. He's like, oh, what else is a powder in
You
the
know,
kitchen?
I think
It's
this
gotta
was
be.
like in the 1900s. Like, well, okay,
Oh,
body
yeah,
powder.
Yeah.
So in the
Well,
1800, like early 19 or what?
yeah, I'd say like anywhere from like 20s to 50s.
Like the restaurant renaissance and shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the 50s, well, I'm thinking like
Yeah.
early 1900 when restaurant touring like really started, like when you have like the Escoffiers, coming around and revolutionizing restaurants, and you have people putting in 16 hours a day for the first time.
Yeah.
That originated in, the European countries, and the way they approached dining and culinary.
I'm just thinking about like, when the hell did they invent body powder?
Mm.
Like the climate was so different, back.
But
back
not
then
in the
when-
kitchen though. In the kitchen, when you have the
Yeah,
450
yeah,
degree
yeah.
ovens and the stoves and the flat tops
And
and
the
the
improper
grills and-
improper ventilation at that
Yeah,
time.
and
like,
you
they
got
didn't
the
know what they were
grills.
doing, yeah.
And then a lot of them worked in like denim and heavy wool pants and they was like oi vey like like yo and the remedies. Listen, cornstarch, shout out to you because you already know what you do for the chafing. And look, and if you haven't already, this ain't a plug. I'm not getting paid by these people. Go watch Chef.
Yeah.
Dope movie. Listen, he gave me his password just to watch Chef
Yeah.
on Amazon Prime years ago, and I watched it. But
Yeah. Chef is a.
and look, if you here watching this right now, Chefs of the Future, you more or less seen Chef already. So just comment below and let us know your thoughts. Perfect transition.
And your remedies.
Yeah, and the remedies. Listen, if you found something,
Yeah.
or what's your how do you go by approaching with maintaining your physical well-being in the kitchen, whether it be like dealing with the heat or hydration, or do your kitchen have different approaches by dealing with it? I would definitely be interested, and we'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Comment below, like write us, and shout out Team Josh. So
I want to hear from you guys.
So, all right. Perfect transition. Because, listen, the reason why we've been quiet here on Chefs of the Future, the reason why I've been quiet personally, because I have my hands full. Not only working in the kitchen, but also we had a project. Now, those who are the stands within the Chefs of the Future community know this, understand this, and they're waiting patiently, eagerly. So, as of lately, we embarked on a project since we came out here on shooting a documentary. Now, the documentary consists of the restaurant, The Doc. The name of the documentary, coincidentally enough, is called The Documentary. Now, one of the people who's prevalent in that documentary is one of the sous chefs of The Doc, Josh. Now, when it comes to the documentary and the anticipation for it, listen, I could tell you one thing. The hype is real.
I'm so psyched.
The hype is real. The hype is real. And listen, we have fun.
Oh, absolutely.
We have fun. We have fun filming it, and we was just ourselves. And the main goal is to give y'all a taste for what it's like to be a part of the family that keeps the doc moving forward. Because the documentary focuses on the Doc restaurant expanding its presence within its neighborhood in a time where you have a lot of restaurants, bars, hotels closing, for a laundry list of reasons. And look, we're in a post-COVID era. People going out, people want to go out. There's money to be made. There's business out there. There's people want to rejoin society again. People are. So with that, they're expanding, to be in people's faces, but then to also provide services where they could have the least invasive experience and serve you in your car. So they embarked on opening up To Go Kitchen. One of the few ghost kitchens in Northeast Pennsylvania. That's not a small feat.
Yeah.
And it happened with the core crew of the people that worked at the dock. So if that sounds like an interesting story to you, make sure you stay tuned for the documentary. Because let me tell you, baby. Yeah, the hype is real. And we did our thing in the hype. We actually had a little competition.
Oh yeah. A few competitions.
Yeah.
There were a few competitions that took place.
Yeah. Uh So, like, I don't want to get into spoilers.
Yeah,
I don't want to get
no.
into spoilers right now. But listen, we haven't forgot y'all. Listen, Chefs of the Future. I'm leaning too far back right now. I want to get serious. Make sure you check out the Instagram page for all the consistent updates. Because I'll be dropping sneak peeks.
Yeah.
If you really, really, really want to know what's going on, make sure you follow it on Instagram, Chefs of the Future. Right? Chefs of the Future. Or is it plural? Chefs of the Futures with an S. So make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe in here on the YouTube channel.
Absolutely. Before we break out, I don't know if this is a transition to the end here, but I have to comment on another one of my cooling down techniques.
Okay.
I'm known in the kitchen for having a wet towel on my head at all times. The cold wet towel on my head, it almost cools my entire body down so much. And like sometimes on the very hot days, like I have a fedora, put ice in the fedora, I have the towel on, and I put that thing down, and I just let the ice cool me down even more. Keep that towel nice and cold. That's another way to keep nice and cool in the kitchen. I just had to throw that in there.
Oh yeah. Now, because you mentioned that, I'd also say that's on a case by case basis. You have to really approach that on what your body could take.
Yeah.
Because the extreme radical, temperature changes, walking in and out of walk-ins and having like the ice on your head could lead to people getting sick, ammonia, stuff like that. So be very mindful when you dealing with like frozen towels and ice hats and stuff like that. It's great to cool you down quickly when you need to.
Quick too.
That
temperature change definitely will.
Yeah. So before you like, you be like, look, I got my like go to. Really take it on a case by case. What your body could take.
Yep.
What your body could take. You may not even need to have it on the whole day. Even if it's like 15 minutes at a time to cool yourself down when you're at drastic levels. Or, definitely take it, the bit of precaution. That's a phenomenal
last
idea.
Week or the week before that, one of the kitchens around here, they had to close because, like, they said, look, it's way too hot in our kitchen. We have to, we're thinking about our employees and we're thinking about, like, it was 150-something degrees. And, like, they said, look, we need to we need to think about the safety of our employees, and we can't have the kitchen open today. And it was one of the hot ones. It was like,
now how do you feel about that? You think it was justified? Like, okay, from an employee standpoint, you probably like, listen, stay strong, baby. That's but then take it from like business standpoint. You're like, what? Some heat?
Oh yeah, exactly. If it's like a manager, they probably would have felt some type of way about it. But again,
you be like, yo, get that bucket of ice hat.
They don't know the heat like
make
we
this
do.
burger medium.
Exactly. Yeah, on the other side of the line. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, when the waitresses complain about, it's so hot in here, I can't stand it. Oh.
You in the heat like, yo, I was born in the
Really?
heat.
You give him the side eye all the time.
What? Yeah, you hot? Go cool
Yeah.
out.
Okay. All right.
Go cool out. Take a drink some water. Like, while you like being blinded by your sweat.
Ah, that burn is just the worst.
And okay, you have the days where you just have the intense heat, and you've been cooking all days. It's always on the busiest days because that's where you have the flame up the highest, and
Yeah.
you know everything's rocking. You get off of work, and you get in the shower, and your face just blisters, right?
Yeah.
Because of the heat, you just have the heat blisters on
Bro,
your face.
today I felt like my whole arm was just on fire, just from the heat. Like it felt like I had burnt my entire like arm. Even my face was just like it felt like I had just burned myself on a hot plant. And that's why I put that towel on. I was like, okay, I need to cool down because it was just getting way too hot. And thankfully it worked. But like heat rashes, they're serious too.
Or like, you ever been like taking a shower during, like right after you get out the kitchen and the water just feel like lava? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, yo, I want to get out this hot ass water so bad.
Yeah.
Because I've been in heat all day. Like,
Yeah, cold showers are really good too. Actually.
you see, I can't take a cold shower.
Oh,
Like,
no?
that shit whack. I
Not-
need to get clean.
No, I'm not talking about
No, I get it.
cold,
Like, and
but,
then you
not,
turn up the heat.
Not like warm, like
Yeah.
not like a regular shower temperature, like just like a little bit more, a little bit less. I mean.
But listen, you bring up a great point. You know, now we're talking about not even at the job. You know, not even before we get to the work when we putting on like the clothing. We're talking about like post game.
Yeah.
You know, when you're home, right? You bring up a great aspect. How do you recover from the heat?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the showering process.
In-
Because like, you know,
Instant shower
it's a
as soon as
step.
you get home. It's so important.
But it's an important step, and just as what you caught me from doing, it or getting overlooked.
Yeah.
You know, it's especially
think
dealing with the heat.
Yeah.
Right. You know, yeah, you have the preparation before you get to work. Yeah, you have the things that you could consistently do while you're at the job to stay safe from the heat. But what do you do when you're home and your body needs to recover from the 13, 14, 15 hours that you did?
Yeah.
You know, in that 110-degree kitchen, right?
Yeah.
You bring up a great point. So, on that, let me know what y'all do. Because me personally, I take that lava bath. I take that lava shower as quick as I could, get clean, and then hop out. And I start, you know, on the cool down path. Do you have any like tips and tricks that you could share with like the COF Nation before we get out of here about?
As far as
Just anything that we haven't mentioned about the heat, staying cool, or like recovering from the heat, or preparing to like a hot day when you have cooks. Imagine on the West Coast that work in 100 degrees outside the kitchen every day.
Yeah.
Like that's just off rip. Like if you're working in Texas, you know, if you're a line cook in Texas, you hot, yo, bro. This episode is for y'all. Like this episode is for y'all.
I want to hear from them actually.
Right?
Let's
Listen.
hear from the people down south because they must have like so many more remedies than us.
It's like, yo, you can use
We're so
eggplant.
far up
money.
north,
Yeah.
like
we talking about
we're
heat.
the waitresses on the other side of the line complaining it's hot, and they're down there like
Heat? Yeah, we the waitress. We the waitress compared to them. Like, yo, if you in Costa Rica right now, you know, somewhere hot, like, let us know. Like, when it's normally hot out, what do you do in the kitchen to deal with that heat?
Yeah.
Because when you're dealing with 105 degrees at 6 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Where do you go from there? Yeah, right?
Bro, I loathe the days where I walk in to a kitchen and it's already like it just hits you right in the
Oof.
face as soon
Yeah.
as you walk in. Like, that door is just, it could be 80 degrees outside with a nice breeze, but as soon as you hit that door, as soon as you walk in, it hits you. It's humid, it's muggy, it's, oof. I'm like, today's gonna be a great
Yeah.
day.
But then let me ask you a question: does the heat make you focus? Like,
Does it make me focus?
because when I'm hot, I don't want to hear no business. I don't want to hear no static. I'm just like, look, I want to get to
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
like,
Yeah,
listen,
you wanna,
I zone in.
yeah.
The heat makes me zone in because
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I'm not, nah, not today. Like,
It,
I don't
it
want to chit.
depends.
I
It
don't want to
depends
chit
on how
chat.
much heat. Because even today, like, because it was so hot, I like, I started getting a little dizzy and a little, not so much dizzy, but like just off. Just like
Mhm.
my whole like, okay, ticket. Oh, that there it is. Okay, I got that working. Okay, and I had to, like refocus because like, I don't know, my towel got cold or got dry or whatever, and so as soon as I put that towel back on, then I was back in it. Then I was like, okay, now I know what I need to do. Um,
Yeah,
but
you go through
sometimes
the
the heat
brain
messes.
farts.
Yeah, the heat messes with your mind just like that too. Um, so again, stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, and also, how do you come back from a brain fart on the line? You know, when you just be like, man, you look up and you like, yo, I had a brain fart the last 5 minutes, like
Yeah.
10 minutes, like, what am I been doing, like, and then let me know.
I got two
Do you,
extra burgers on the grill.
yeah,
What?
yeah, or you be like, I'm missing two things, or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you be like, man, because that's the heat playing tricks on you. Let us know your thoughts, please, and if you from the West Coast, anywhere that's hot, specifically, especially you, we would love to hear your comments below. Become a part of the Chefs of the Future Nation. Let your voice be heard. And if you haven't already, go way back to season 1
Yes.
and catch up. Listen, go to anchor.fm/Chefs of the Future and catch up on all the episodes. You got like 30 something episodes, you know, to catch up on and get a real feel for the community that we building here, and add your voice to that. Comment on that as well, and then come on back and share your experience. Get a better feel for my guy Josh here.
Yeah.
And again, shout out to Team Josh. Shout out to Chefs of the Future
Hashtag
Nation.
Team Josh.
Oof, Team Josh. Hashtag baby. Let's go. Let's go. That's what we're here for. Listen, with all that being said, we out of here.
We're out.
We out, baby.